Have you ever heard of a reverse interview? That's when you bring someone on your podcast to actually interview you as the host. This is a really cool concept. And if you think about it, we never interview ourselves or get to be interviewed on our own podcast. So I didn't go that extreme, but today's episode is so fun because I'm bringing on my business bestie of 13 years. Angie McPherson. She was on this podcast in the very beginning, and she's probably been on once or twice since, but she was literally in, I think, my second or third episode ever. And we are going to be reflecting on our journey over the last 13 years, and we each came up with 5 questions for each other. And so we're going to answer them back and forth in this episode. If you've never met Angie, she is a highly sought after brand photographer that now spends her time coaching and educating other photographers how to excel in brand photography. We started our journey together as photographers, and now we are growing and scaling, and we still talk business every single day after 13 years of friendship. Could not do it without her, wouldn't be here without her, would have never met my coach without her. The butterfly effect is incredible. So let's bring on Angie. Welcome back to the Messy Success Podcast. I'm your host, Elizabeth Henson. I help creative business owners and artists build communities around your brand so that business is easy and profitable. When you stay in action, yes, I mean even messy action, only good things happen. We are always learning, and when we can get just as excited about the lessons as the results, magic happens. I've helped million-dollar companies with their marketing, but my mission in this world is to help you step into the best possible version of yourself so you can create your dream business too. We believe in community and people over strategies and tactics. Our theme here at the Messy Success Podcast is the 1% adventure, where we're focusing on getting 1% better every single day. I want you to color outside the lines and embrace the messy journey to take daily action towards your goals. If you've noticed a plateau in your business, we've created a very quick quiz where you can find out your next best move. Head over to elizabethhenson.co/next to find out. Now let's get started. All right. Hello, everyone. Oh my gosh. Angie and I are here. We are so excited about this episode. So how this came to be is there's this concept out there called a reverse interview. And we have guests on our podcast all the time,
Yep.
but we never actually get to be a guest on our own podcast.
Exactly.
So Angie and I are here, and we have kind of invented this concept, even though I'm sure it's been done before.
Oh,
Nothing
yeah.
is original. Where we're going to interview each other, and we're going to go back and forth asking each other questions. And we did very minimal review. So we're not being totally blindsided, but we also haven't really thought of our answers ahead of time
Right.
so that the questions can really come
Naturally.
like yes,
Yeah.
naturally, organically, unscripted. So
Right.
we might be spilling a little bit of tea. This is going to be super fun. Angie, is there anything else you want to share about like managing expectations on this episode?
Oh, man. It's going to be very off the riff, and I hope that some of it is helpful and valuable, but a lot of this is just probably going to be a good time.
Oh yeah. Yeah, this is going to be real, like just business behind the scenes
Right.
conversation. Angie and I talk about business all day, every day,
Every
but we
day.
never slow down to reflect on any of the things that we're going to be talking about today. So this is
Right.
kind of special.
I'm excited. I'm excited.
Okay. So I'm gonna ask Angie a question first,
Okay.
and then she's gonna answer, and then she's gonna ask me a question.
Perfect.
And I guess if we wanna go a little deeper, maybe we can, but we'll try to keep it concise. Okay,
Okay.
so this is my first question for my business bestie. This might be my favorite question on the list.
Okay.
So, you and I have been in business together for over a decade.
Yeah.
I think
13
13
years, maybe?
years?
Yeah.
Okay. So, I want you to tell one of your favorite stories of Liz and Angie 1.0.
Oh, 1.0. Ooh, what are we now? What point oh are we at now? That's fun.
If we did years, we'd be
13? Okay.
13.0.
God. 1.0?
Or maybe, like,
Probably.
first 5 years, we'll give you that.
Okay, okay, okay. I mean, my first like very vivid. I have a horrible memory. My first very vivid memory is when we went and shot, photographed. Was it a couple of girls? And I think I messaged you. Like we had met before, but I messaged you and I was like, "Hey, do you want to just like put a solicitation out there for some models and go to the beach and practice our photography, at like golden
Yeah.
hour?" And I don't think had we met at that point, or had we met maybe
We
once
had
or twice
met, but
at attendance?
I don't think we had actually hung out.
No, it was
No.
totally, like, off the wall. I'm like, like, I got into photography, yes, because I love photography, I love all that, but I love being in community. Like, if I could just join something where other people are doing it, and I was like, "Okay, this is pretty lonely doing this by myself. I met this cool girl in Virginia Beach, like, maybe we could just meet up." And so I just randomly messaged you, and you said yes, and I was like, "Okay." And we just, like, photographed these girls on the beach, like, we didn't get paid, like, it was
Was it
just
just us 2 or was there one more? Was Crystal there? I feel like there was one
it
more.
wasn't Crystal, but I do feel like there was somebody else. I think there was someone else, and I've completely
Okay.
forgotten who she was. Um, but yeah, we had models come. I think was somebody pregnant? Was a model pregnant or were you pregnant? Somebody was pregnant.
I think it was me. Yeah, it was
I think
me.
it was
I was
too.
I was pregnant. But what I remember being a little bit funny about that is, like, we had this, like, theme of trash the dress,
Yeah, yeah,
and
yeah.
I
Oh,
was
that's
tot
right.
I was totally thinking that these women were gonna be in, like, wedding dresses, but they were in, like, normal
It was
normal clothes.
like
I think you never actually said this, but for some reason I had in my mind that these women were gonna be in, like, white dresses or wedding dresses, but they were in, like, normal TJ Maxx dresses.
yeah, I think I told them we're doing trash the dress, but I
Yeah.
don't think I gave them enough details on what that meant. It was supposed to be like a white dress or like an old like wedding gown or something. At least just a white dress. And they literally came with like Target dresses, TJ Maxx dresses, and we freaking rocked it. Like we
We
put them in
did.
the ocean. They were like going underwater and it still looked really, really cool. It was
Yes.
fun.
And I mean, this was like kind of a big milestone for us because we were so new at this
Yeah,
point that we were willing to do anything to build our portfolios
yeah.
and to meet new people and to network. And if you think about it, 3 photographers, 3 models.
Mhm.
Back then, the algorithm worked in our favor, just tagging people.
Right.
And, we were all able to grow and gain something from that. So,
Yeah.
you
I
know,
I I feel like the images were great and just the practice, like, I think we were there at golden hour, so, like, working with our light and shutter speed and all of that, when I think of, like, Liz and Angie 1.0, like, right now at 13.0, it's business, it's finances, it's offers, it's services, things like that. 1.0 was, like, aperture, shutter speed, ISO, posing,
yes.
like, totally different, and we were just, like, so, like, passionate about, like, getting better, making connections, and even though that was so long ago, I miss like that the simplicity of it
The
all. Like,
simplicity of just
yeah,
getting better at a skill.
yeah,
Now we're
yeah.
juggling all the
All
things.
the things, all the things. Now, like people ask me about like camera technical stuff, and I'm like, oh honey, like I just give me a minute. Let me send you a voice message. Like I can walk you through all that in a second. Ask me something harder, okay? Like
Yeah,
ask me something harder.
seriously, oh my gosh, I know, but
Oh, I love it.
those
I
were the
love it.
days, like, so fun and
Yeah.
exciting. I always tell people, like, the beginning of your business is so
Mhm.
magical.
It is, and we have to keep the magic going. I know that things can get kind of stale.
Yeah,
I think that's why I love to like just think of like new ways to help people because I'm like, "Ooh, I can help this person. I'm really good at this and maybe I can, improve this skill." Like I'm always trying to like infuse the magic back into my business because it can be
yes.
so fun. It can be so fun.
Yes, and I do that all the time. If I'm really stuck, I say, like, "What worked when business was simple?"
Yeah.
Like, where do I see evidence of things
Yeah.
that being really simple that work? And it always
Exactly.
takes me back to my photography days, always.
Okay, so my question is for you. That's next is if someone handed you a fully built out, wildly successful, thriving business, what would your like dream business be right now in this season of life?
Okay, in this season of life.
Actually, just moving forward.
Okay, so I have this crazy dream for the messy success side of my brand. The
Yeah.
podcast is called the Messy Success Podcast, and then we have like a baby, like e-commerce messy success products.
Hmm.
But I have this dream of having an actual building,
Right.
like an actual physical space.
Yeah.
Um, and when people Google like how to start a business in Hampton Roads, it takes them directly to my facility instead
Yeah.
of just like downtown. Because there's really nothing if you Google that. There's really not a lot of information.
Hmm.
But I have a receptionist, like a whole team that
Ooh.
is basically like, here's what you need to do to start your business. And then, there's all this like cool business supplies and e-commerce in the lobby and like notebooks, and that thrives online as well. And
Yeah.
then obviously there's like the whole like coaching side of the business. So
I
that's like
love
the
that.
made up one, but I feel like this
Yeah.
question might be directed towards like a business that already exists. But so I guess like to kind of go in both directions, like an e-commerce business that is thriving. I mean, it's really hard to make it in like the paper products. Like if you think about Simplified Planner,
Yeah.
Happy Planner, but I really would
Hmm.
love this like brand that's for kind of like the messy type B creative, messy success.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you've done so much. I mean, in 13 years, like you were the queen of like the local networking, event hosting, business building, all of that. Like you said, I can just see somebody like Googling your name or Googling how to build a business, in our area and just being like, oh, I can just drive up there and like talk to
Yes.
someone and get what I need. Like, I love that because when you think about something like that, you think of these big like chapters, like the what are they called? Like in different like chamber of
Yes.
commerce and business building things like that. And sometimes those are just so
Yeah. And like
fluffy.
not really
They're
that
just so
helpful. It's like
fluffy.
here's
Yeah,
like here's how you
I
get a business
know.
license, but no one's actually telling you how to market or helping you build your business.
Exactly. Exactly. It's like, oh, I can just Google how to get a business license in my city. Like I need more than
Yeah.
that. And so I and people who are just starting businesses, that's probably what they're most focused on. And it's like for them to find you, they would see there's so much more than just getting a business
Yes, yes, and
license,
it's like a whole it could be a whole
So I love
center. It could have like a teenage, wing that's like helping teens like start businesses. I mean,
right.
I know that like this is what I wanna do with my life. It's just kind of I would love to
Yeah.
have like investors like, "Here, it's already working." Just like
Uh-huh.
continue
Right.
with your big vision.
Exactly. Exactly. Like the business in a box. Here you go. Just take it and move
Yeah,
forward with it. Oh,
I know, and
perfect.
especially because 'cause
Thank
I'm
you.
like, I don't know that that's something that really has proof of concept, but it
Yeah.
feels kind of fail proof to me if you can
Mhm.
master being like the place that people go. Yeah.
Right.
Oh my gosh, such a good
Yeah.
question. Okay, my next
Yay.
question for you. Okay, that was such a fun question. Now I have
Yay.
my next question for
Okay.
you. All right, in the past 13 years, what would you say has been your best business investment?
My best business investment. My mind goes to courses, mentorship, events, retreats, things like that. But if I could pick one, and it's perfect that you asked me this because we did this together. When you and I went to Promise Tangeman's event, we what it was basically Promise Tangeman creates website templates. It used to be for Show It, now it's for Squarespace. So if you have a Squarespace, check her out. This was for Show It. And this was a big investment, I think, for both of us. I think it was like 15,
At
sixteen
the
hundred
time,
dollars
yes.
At the time, I
Yeah.
was like, oh my gosh, because it was an in-person 2-day event at her home. And she was there. Her team of web designers were there. She had the Show It team. So Todd and like all the people at Show It come to her house for 2 days. And what you do is you basically pick a template off of her website And when you go there, the goal is to launch that website in 2 days. So our homework
Yeah.
was to do, copy for the about page, landing page, contact page, things like that. And then when we get there, we customize the colors. Like we basically launch a website in 2 days. I feel like this was a really great investment because this was probably the most I've invested in my business beyond equipment. Like I was just like, oh, like I can get a camera, I can get a lens. It took me a while to be like, I can actually drop $1,600 for this event, plus the flight, plus the, rental car, plus the hotel. Like it was a lot for us at the time. But we
Yeah.
knew like the transformation is in the transaction. Like we knew as soon
Yes.
as we did this, it would level up because I think a WordPress or like a Wix or a Zenfolio website
Oh,
before. What kind
yeah.
of website did you have before we went to show it?
I feel like were we not on Show It at all?
No, we were not. Yeah, my
Oh.
website was janky. And so already like that transaction, I was like, "Oh, I'm about to have this amazing drag and drop show it website." And just like it's when you ask like what was like the best investment, like it was such a ripple effect. One, because it helped me to show up and like really pour into my business. Two, like switching to show it by far one of the best investments of
Oh,
my business
100%.
by
I'm
far.
like, I don't even know if I must have been on Zenfolio.
I think we
That
were
was all I
both
think.
on Zenfolio. Yeah. And now we're like whipping up landing pages and sales pages and blog posts in like seconds. We're training other people to do it. Like that whole shift from, a very inexpensive, like one-dimensional website to this.
Yeah.
And it wasn't even just the website, like the whole experience was so transformational. Like they had music and food, and she did like one-on-one, like 15-minute coaching with each of us. And I feel like that even created a ripple effect into my own in-person events. Cause now I'm like, I know
Yeah.
what it feels like to step into like this amazing experience, this next level. Like it really is high energy. And like it's helped me to make sure that my retreats give that same like amazing fun, like transformational energy. So I feel like I always tell her like, girl, like your business, what you did for us changed my business. So
Yes.
thank you.
Yes. It really, I mean, just the energy in the room was expansive.
Yeah.
Having her, like, we really admire her so
Yes.
much.
Yes.
And the CEO of Show It was
Yeah.
there. So there was really and it was a small event. There was maybe like 10 of
10 people
us.
maybe,
Yeah.
right. Mhm.
So it really was a very expansive room.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That
Yeah,
was
that
so
was a good
fun.
one. I'm so glad you brought that one up because that's one that's like always in the back of my mind, like kind of tucked away.
Yeah. Yeah. It's and I always tell her like you need to have something in person again just because you're like such a good
Yeah.
time. You're such a
Yes.
vibe.
She is a vibe, and
Ah,
her house was a vibe.
I know. Okay, so
It's so good.
my next question for you is what would your perfect workday look like and your perfect weekend?
Ooh, okay, I love this. I do actually prefer to take weekends off, but
Okay.
my perfect I'm gonna reverse.
Yeah.
My perfect weekend has like this balance of family time,
Yeah.
productivity,
Mhm.
and rest.
Mhm.
So
Mhm.
it's like in a perfect world, it's like Saturday morning, we're
Right.
going out and doing something as a family.
Yeah.
And then we can come back and the kids are tired and Mark and I can handle whatever
House
house
stuff.
things need
Yeah.
to be done.
Mhm.
And then Sundays, I really like kind of quiet,
Mhm.
prep for the week, mentally prepare for the week,
Yeah.
read my book, go to my 4 o'clock yoga.
Yeah.
So it's like this mix of like, I want one kind of social thing,
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I like
but then
that.
I want time and space to get something done around the house that I
Mhm.
haven't touched during the week,
Mhm.
and then that like prepare for the week. And
That's
then
perfect.
my perfect work day is really just working while my kids are at school.
Mhm.
That like 9 to 3
Yeah.
kind of time frame is my sweet spot.
Yeah.
And I've just now started getting up early. So I'm starting to do like my walks and my workouts in the morning.
Yes, I love seeing your early morning
Yeah.
walks. I'm like, "Go girl." I wish I
It
could get up
helps me with the
early.
accountability. I'm like, they need to know I'm still doing it.
Right. Right. I
Yeah,
love
yeah,
that.
but I'm like, there's really nothing. I mean, in a perfect world, I like to exercise between ending work and starting family stuff, but
Mhm.
now that my kids are bigger and doing more sports and more activities, it's like that world is just not as realistic for me,
Yeah.
but I've been loving getting up in the morning,
Yeah.
but I'm super productive from like 9 to 12.
Good. Good,
That's when I
good.
like to have the bulk of my meetings,
Mhm.
and then after lunch is when I kinda like, "Okay, let's just tie up all the loose ends
Yeah.
and, do a little bit of creative work," but I do not like to work like long hours for sure.
Yeah, me neither. I feel like I think you said what, 9 to 3 is like your sweet spot. Yeah, I feel
Yeah.
like that's good. And the early mornings, like it's something about a quiet house and just feeling like you have complete control over that time frame. Because I feel
Yes.
like during the day, you're thinking about work and business and doctor's appointments and scheduling something. In the evening it's family time. In the morning it's like it's like I feel the most me in the morning.
There's a level of focus, and
Yeah.
I can really sit down in the mornings and just, like, almost close my eyes, and I know the highest priorities for the
Yeah.
day,
Mhm.
right? If
Mhm.
I'm rolling out of bed and I'm signing into my computer, then all these things are coming at me, and it's like I don't
Right.
even know what my top priority is, but if I decide that
Yeah.
top priority before I sit down, it's, like, such a huge difference.
Yeah. Yeah. I
Yeah.
love that. I swear when I get up early, but I do like I drink my tea, I do my devotional, things like that. If I accidentally sleep in and my kids wake me up, oh,
Oh,
I'm just
so
like the day's already ruined.
it's just not a great feeling, and I notice, like, well, I used to love slow mornings,
Uh-huh.
but slow manifests more
Yeah,
slow,
yeah, yeah.
and I feel like now my mornings are still slow, but
Mhm.
they're slow in a different way.
Yeah.
It's almost like I'm extending the day and I have this special time.
Yeah. Cause time flies. So I'm like, if I could create more hours in my day, like I'll do it. So I love that.
And you know what really helped me is, like, it's actually a myth that you can't get too much sleep.
Hmm.
Like, I used to think, like, "Oh my god, if I sleep 10 hours a night, I'll be more beautiful and I'll live longer." But it's like it's actually, like, not true. Like, you
Hmm.
can get too much sleep that kinda creates, like, this, like, sluggish
Mm,
feeling.
yeah. Yeah. I can see that.
Yeah,
I can see that.
so good. Okay, I have a good one for you.
Okay.
Alright, tell me your most uncomfortable learning lesson. Like, the one that kinda makes your skin crawl to think about.
Oh, okay. So why does everything go back to events? So I went to an in-person event. It was a podcaster that I had listened to, and she was hosting an in-person event. And I just loved her podcast. I loved her way of thinking. And I think that just kind of drew me into like, let me invest in whatever this is. There was no real, even when I think back to like, as an educator, I think back to like her sales page, like there was no real deliverable. It was just like, come stay in this house with me and like seven other, women entrepreneurs. And I was like, okay, like that sounds fun. I paid a lot of money. It was in Sonoma, California. It's very expensive over there. And I think the first night, I was like, this was a mistake. This was a mistake. Like the people, the women who were there, they were great, but there was no niche at all. There was no niche in
Mm,
what we were doing, what our outcome was, what our thoughts and belief system was. It was just seven totally random women doing random things. And I remember the first night I went to my room, we all stayed at like a little Airbnb. It really was an Airbnb. It was like a bed and breakfast, which was actually pretty cool
mm.
because that was my first time staying in a bed and breakfast. And I just remember in that night, I remember I think I like cried in the bed and I was like, why did I do so I was like, I think I had like a little baby at home. I think Koa was really small. And
Yeah.
I just remembered like, wow, I have 2 more days of this uncomfortability of like I could be at home with my baby. I could be at home working on my business. Like, why did I do this? And I try to take a learning lesson out of every mistake or failure or whatever. And I think my learning lesson for that event was when I'm hosting things, I need to be clear about
Mm.
who this is for, what we're going to be doing, what is the end result, because I would hate for someone to come to my event and cry in the bed on the first night, thinking like
Yeah.
what a waste of money or what a waste of time or something like that. And so I don't regret it because, since then I've hosted in-person events and things like that and I feel so much more in alignment with like who am I helping, what am I doing, what's the transformation. But man, it was uncomfortable. And I feel like I voxed you on the way home
Yeah.
crying. I feel like I sent you like a 15-minute vox.
Yeah, and you were like this was before we had done anything online,
Yeah.
like really expanded our
And I
business.
think
Like we
that's
were
why I
still,
was so shook
yeah,
because I was like, this is the first, like, we were taking online courses and things like that. This is the first time I was like, I'm going to go to like a women's like business retreat for blah, 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 blah. And I like tried to expand myself. And I remember thinking, like, what, maybe I wasn't supposed to do that.
yeah,
But it was, yeah, I remember voxing you and I was like I remember it was like 3 o'clock in the morning. I was like taking an Uber or something to the airport and I was just like word vomiting everything. I don't remember the exact words. I just remember I was like so disappointed by the experience, so disappointed about the money that I invested. But I
yeah.
don't regret it because it helped me to see the other side of what events should be.
Well, yeah, and it all boils down to managing expectations,
Yeah.
right? Like, had she properly managed expectations, you wouldn't have felt that way,
Yeah.
or you wouldn't have made the decision to go.
Yeah, and I
But
I should have managed my own, like, I should have done a better job of seeing if this was really right for me.
yeah,
Like, I think I was just like, "Oh, she's, like, super successful, and she can help me do this, and, she's super cool and blah, blah, blah." Like, I think I could have really sat and made a better business decision
mm,
and not just went off of, like, I just wanna go have a good time,
yeah, that
it
filter does improve over time.
Yeah.
You make enough questionable investments, and that filter gets a little bit better.
Yeah, yeah. I actually looked her up. I'm not gonna say her name, but I looked her up a couple months ago. Because I'm like, I always do that. Like, even with our local people that we used
Yeah,
to hang with, I'm like, what are they doing
what
now?
are they
What's
doing?
their
What are they
business
up
doing
to?
now? Yeah, yeah. And it doesn't really look like she's doing anything. So I'm like,
Yeah.
man, like what a change. What a change. Very
What a
interesting.
change, what a
Yeah.
change, but those are all important lessons.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. Okay, it's my turn, right?
Yep, it's your turn. Oh boy.
Sorry, you're okay, perfect, perfect. Okay. So, my question is, if you could go back and talk to the version of yourself who just decided to start the business. So, the Liz 1.0 as we call her,
Uh-huh.
what would you say to her knowing what you know now as Liz 13.0?
Oh my gosh, this is gonna like make me emotional, but I think just that it's so much better than you even thought it could be,
Yeah.
and that nothing is wrong or broken. It's all like you're always getting the lessons, right? Like
Mhm.
you're
Mhm.
always getting the lessons that get you to the next phase.
Right.
And I don't think, even though right now it's like I'm sitting in this want more, desire more sales, bigger program, better equipment, like we're always sitting in that. But I think if I was
Yeah.
really sitting in her shoes, what I have now is like her dream, but better.
Yeah.
Like I remember like exactly where I was sitting, where I was convinced nobody would pay me $100 a month for business coaching.
Mm.
And
Mhm.
it was
Yeah.
true
Yeah.
because I had sent out a survey and people had said that was too much money. So the fact that I have like 4x
Yeah.
that and what people are paying me monthly, I
Right.
mean, it's just crazy.
Yeah.
It's just crazy. Like
Incredible.
I had to like become somebody different to be able to, see myself as capable, but I remember being so convinced that it wasn't possible. So I would tell her that it's all possible even better than you
Yeah.
can imagine.
Better than you can imagine. Yes, I love that.
Isn't that
I think about us
crazy?
on the beach shooting those girls in the trash, the dresses shoot, and can you just imagine yourself being where you are now? Like helping other people
Oh
to
my
build their
gosh.
businesses, and we're sitting there trying to figure out
And
how to charge for a session or how to work our camera.
sweating and carrying all that gear every Saturday,
Yes.
and like how
Yeah.
much we loved
Yeah.
it. We truly loved it. But like to know that there's a world where I can make just as much money and not work on the weekends.
Mhm. Mhm.
I mean,
Yeah.
it's so good.
Yeah. Yeah. I wish we could
Life
go
is
back and,
so
like,
so good.
shake those 1.0s and be like, "It's gonna be great."
Yes. Yes. Because I mean, we're still
Oh,
guilty
I
of it
love it.
every year. We're like, "This is our year," and
Oh my
it's like,
gosh.
we've already
Yeah.
every year has been our year, you know?
Yeah.
It's just we
Yeah.
have to have that
It only gets
perspective.
better. Mhm.
Yeah, so
Mhm.
good.
Yeah.
Okay, you ready?
I'm ready.
All right. What is your most proud moment, or what would you look back and say has been your biggest moment?
I think my biggest moment, I had went to the Show It conference, and I actually was there hosting a styled shoot, which was really
Oh,
really exciting because I don't think I'd been to a Show It conference before. So Show It, as we talked about, is the web platform, um, hosting. They have, or they used to have, an annual conference every fall.
I think they do. I
And
think they just changed the name.
right now it's for brand designers. It started for
Mm,
photographers for maybe like a decade, and then it was to everybody.
yeah.
Now it's just to brand designers. So 2021, they had their fall event, and I was there as, I was hosting a styled shoot, so I was considered a speaker. I thought that was just like, oh my gosh, I was so excited, like coming from Angie, who was like, just pivoted her website to Show It, like, in 2016. I'm like, I can't believe I'm like a speaker now at their conference. But
Yeah.
anyway, it was the year that I was diagnosed with breast cancer, and I think I had bought my ticket before I was diagnosed. I was diagnosed in early February. I think I'd already bought the ticket. And I remember I was like, I'm going to this freaking conference. Like, I don't know what this year looks like as far as surgeries, treatments, all of that, but I'm a Show It conference speaker. I am going to this freaking conference. And
Absolutely. I
so I
remember
had
that.
to do, I had, yeah, I had to do my surgeries in April. No, excuse me. Yeah, April? No. I'm getting all mixed up. I had my surgeries in like February, March. I started chemo in April. Had to do chemo for 6 months. And I was literally looking at the calendar with my doctor, and I was like, I need everything to stop by November because I'm going to Arizona for an event that I'm a speaker at. So I need you to rush this chemo. I need you to rush this 6 weeks of radiation. And I started radiation in like September, October, and it was going to span through November. And I told my doctor, I was like, I got to be done. I got to be done. I'm coming every day on the weekends. And like radiation literally just like, they radiate basically your breast, so starting from like your neck to like your lower breast. And it was like every day I was getting burnt, like my whole side of my chest and my neck was like disgusting. It was just literally looked like freaking Freddy Krueger or something. Like, it was just so disgusting. And I was like, I'm going to this event, I don't care, I'm going to this event. And we'd finished the last radiation treatment like 24 to 48 hours before the Show It event. Like, I was like, I
Oh my
did it.
gosh.
I was able to finish it. And I hosted my style shoot. And on the last night, they had this really fancy banquet. You're supposed to dress up and everything. And they give like awards and things like that. Like, Show It Designer of the Year, where they like highlight the best like website template designer. And then I'd never been here before. They had something called a Show A Tier of the Year. Like, Show A Tier of the Year. Like the number one award, mind
For
you,
like the
of the
whole
year.
community.
Yeah, the whole community. And they're like on stage talking about, this woman is such a warrior and this and that. And I'm in the audience like, yeah, like, who is this girl? Like, that's awesome. Like, and I'm like, this is so cool for her. And they were like, Angie McPherson. And I was like, oh, what? Like, I was like sobbing. I was like, me, like, I'm like the Show a tear. I'm like, oh, I was like so proud. And I remember, like, Todd was up there. This is the same Todd who was at
Yeah.
the Promise Tangements event over my shoulder troubleshooting my website. Like, he handed me this, award, and they gave me hugs. They even shipped me a canvas of me like getting the award, and I have it up in my office. But it was just such a proud moment for me because I know how much it took me to even get there to that event. And just to
Yeah.
be like recognized is just something, is you can't even describe it. To be recognized for showing up, to putting yourself out there, to helping people. Like during that year, I was still doing my courses, I was still doing photo shoots, I was still doing lives. Like, no matter how bad I felt, no matter how ugly I felt, like, I was still showing up. And to have them just call me like the Show a Tier of the Year, like, hands down, like, proudest moment ever,
Oh my
for
gosh.
sure.
I remember it too. I remember like feeling so like a void that I couldn't be there to like see it all
Oh.
happen. I was like, "Please put me in your suitcase. I'll be your assistant."
I was just, like, so shocked. I'm literally, like, listening to this talk about this girl who's, like, such a warrior, and I was like,
You
"Man,
had no inkling.
no idea." Like, I didn't know what this award was, like, I'd never been to this event before, and I was just like, "Oh my god." And I got, like, a standing ovation. Literally, like,
Ugh,
it's, like, seared into my mind. Like, on my deathbed, when I think about those final, like, moments throughout the year, like, or throughout my life, like, that's gonna be
yeah.
one of them.
Oh my gosh, I love it. I
All
love
right.
it. I was actually hoping that's the story you would tell with that question. Oh, so good.
Well, that was a good question. Okay, so I'm going to ask you next. So,
Okay.
what's one belief or mindset that you had to let go of in order to grow your business to where it is now?
Mm. This one, I feel like it still rears its ugly head sometimes, but that, you have to quote unquote work really hard
Mm,
to
mm,
make lots of money.
mhm.
And if you look at the most successful people, they're not actually working hard, right? And then there's
Exactly.
the working class, you have moms that work 3 jobs
Mhm.
that are working themselves to death
Yeah.
that are still barely making enough money,
Yes. Mhm. Mhm.
right? But for some reason, we are all raised and society teaches us that you have to work hard to get the result.
Right.
And I feel like there's just been this constant unlearning
Mhm.
when I do, even just on my peer led mastermind call last week. I was like, what's the problem behind the problem? And I
Yeah.
kind of told them a goal I was working towards. And then I started to talk about, I said, I know there's a problem deeper than the problem. And what came out of my mouth was, but I don't want to stay up late at night to
Mhm.
build that. And I remember my peer saying, I don't stay up late at night. Who in the world is saying that you
Right.
have to stay up late? And I was like, "Oh my god, it's still there."
Mhm. Mhm.
Like, I think I've worked through it and then it's still there because I'm getting this like, "Oh, well, I'm lazy if I'm not working hard or if I'm not staying up late at night to achieve a goal,
Mhm.
then
Mhm.
like I'm not going to achieve it or whatever."
I struggle with that
So,
too. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. I mean, it's like, and that's just one. There's probably I could list off 10
Mhm.
like beliefs that I've had to shift and like completely go in a different future, right?
Right.
That I want. But that's probably been the biggest one because I'm like technically it still pops up.
Right.
But I see so much evidence that I don't actually have to work hard. Like
Exactly.
last weekend I did nothing. I read my fantasy book all weekend and then I got a sale first thing Monday morning,
Ooh,
right?
nice, nice.
Because we're planting seeds. And as long
Mhm.
as we're planting those seeds, we don't have to work hard. It's like if we
Right.
want to make, thousands of dollars tomorrow that wasn't accounted for or planned for, sure, we probably are going to have to take some action in the next 24 hours.
Exactly. Mhm.
But if we're planting our seeds now, that's when the ease comes
Right.
over time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah. I could talk about that stuff all day.
No, that's so good because even 13 years into business, we still have those thoughts of hustle, 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 let's do this, and thinking that's tied to a certain dollar amount, but it really isn't. It doesn't have to be.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be.
Yeah, because I mean, in our day to day, it's like I really do feel the same. Like I
Mhm.
really do feel like I'm still trying to build something. I'm still so new. I'm still learning.
Right.
But when we have that moment of reflection, like you asking me about my, 1.0 self, it's like,
Yeah.
oh my gosh, there's been so much growth. Like I've
Yeah.
stepped into a whole new identity, but it
Mhm.
doesn't feel different.
Right.
And I
Right.
remember James, our coach, telling us that over and over and over, like it doesn't feel different. You just grow.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly.
So
Exactly.
crazy. Okay, I have my last one for you,
Okay.
and I really like this question. Um, what future moment would have you saying, "I've made it"?
Okay, future moment. I feel like if I were to take a 1 year sabbatical, like
Mm.
I would love to take a year off. And
Yeah.
and when I did my 30-day sabbatical, and this is why I answer that because when I did my 30-day sabbatical a couple of years ago with my kids in Orange County, California, so much growth came from that. And it
Oh,
came from, like you just said, working less. It literally was like, I didn't mean for it to be a test, but I felt like I was tested because I was like, okay, I need to create a runway for myself where I can be away for a month, not have to shoot, not have to
Mhm.
teach, not have to do anything. The bills are still going to get paid and I'm going to be fine. And it was such a test to come up with new fun, offers and things, and to set myself up for that. And then during that 30 days, like, so much rest, the best quality time with my kids. My husband flew out, my parents flew out, my sister came over. Like, it was just such, like, that 30-day container. It really felt like back in the summers between high school or college, where you had really no
Yeah.
responsibilities. And I find when I put myself in those situations, whether it's a day off, a weekend off, or whatever, my mind just it unlocks. And I feel like those 30 days, I had so much growth after. I mean, I had launched a group coaching program after. I was booking shoots all around the country after. I was doing a ton of speaking engagements after. I feel like that was really a launch pad into a new version, a new point
Yeah.
oh of me. And I'm like, if I could do that with 30 days sabbatical, what would happen if I took a year
Oh my god, you
sabbatical?
should just stair step it. So you should just do 3 months next, and then
Uh-huh.
6
Uh-huh.
months, and then a year.
Yeah. Yeah.
'Cause, I mean, if you think about it, at the time, that felt really stretchy, but you were literally
Mhm.
just living into a future that you wanted.
Yes. Yes. And even just, I talk about the transformation is in the transaction. When we talk about an investment, and thankfully I wrote this whole thing off, on my
Yes.
taxes, but to rent a house in the number one most expensive city in the country for 30 days, it was a stretch.
Yeah.
I mean, I could have picked any city, and I picked the most expensive city in California, but it was perfect because Disneyland's there. My sister lived in LA. We've got the beach. We went to San Diego. There were so many things. And just it put me in a different identity. It put me in the
Yes.
identity of, I'm a business owner who can save and invest in the right things to make these situations happen. This is not going to bankrupt me. This is
Yeah.
not going to close my business. This is only going to launch me into a different way of being. And it really, really did. And so I like the idea of, like, maybe I'll do a quarter next time,
Yeah.
maybe I'll do 6 months, but I'd love to get to a year. I don't know what that would take, but I think it'd be fun. And this is just for anyone who's just, like, thinking about doing a sabbatical, whether it's like a week or a couple weeks or a month. Like, I swear it can transform you. Do it. Like, I don't care if you have to hustle your butt off beforehand to get the funds to do it.
I love
Just,
it.
just try it, even if it's just a week. And be intentional about what that time is. It wasn't just like, oh, I'm going to take 30 days off and do nothing. Like, I knew I wanted a lot of time with my kids. I knew that I wanted to be outside. I want to be touching grass, touching sand,
Yeah.
connecting with people. And so be very intentional about the time that you do take off.
Ugh, but it's so good because I do think there's this, like, misconception of, like, "Oh, well, in order to do that, I gotta have, like, $1,000,000 just, like, sitting in the bank," and
Right.
it's like, no, that your word there is intentional.
Yeah.
You
Mhm.
intentionally
Yeah.
planned it, and then you reverse engineered
Exactly.
the financial choices.
Yeah.
Like, you didn't just pull this out of your butt. It was like,
Exactly.
"No, I'm going to do this in 6 months. Here's what I need to do to make it
Exactly.
possible." And you
Exactly.
prioritized it.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, if we wait until the money's just sitting there, like, it's not gonna happen.
Exactly.
We have to intentionally make things happen.
Yeah, you gotta get ahead of it. You gotta be leading the train, not just being, like, pulled
Yeah,
by things.
yeah, and, like, your mind was made up. It wasn't about, like, "Oh my god, if I hit this milestone, then I'll do it." It's like, "No, my mind's made up. I'm doing this. It's
Yeah,
important to me."
exactly. Exactly.
Yeah,
Exactly.
so
Okay,
good.
so is this my last question for you?
Yeah, I think it is.
Yes. Okay. What is something about your business or your brand that you are most proud of, but you don't talk about it enough?
Oh, I would definitely say something to do with the ripple effect, not necessarily just, like, my students coming to me with, like, reviews. I
Mhm.
definitely don't share reviews and case studies nearly as much as I should, but there's
Okay, yeah.
something about when I get to see the people that they help, especially because I do so much work locally, I see that a
Yeah.
lot.
Mhm.
Like, I go to their event just as a normal guest, and then I look around the room and I see the person that I've coached then helping their people
Yeah.
in a way that wouldn't have happened had we not connected at some point. And that just makes me so proud to like see
Yeah.
it extend beyond just the people that I'm helping. Like I'm
Hmm.
helping these people that are helping more people that are then
Yeah.
helping more people. So it's like anytime I get to bear witness to that ripple effect or that butterfly effect, it's like I feel like I'm done. Like I could die tomorrow
Yeah.
and I'm so happy with the work that I have done.
I love that. It is such a ripple effect. I mean, especially like you said, when you can see it, especially locally,
Yeah.
like even at your events and all of that, like I see all these people like collabing, working together, and I'm like, they wouldn't even have met if Liz wasn't working
Yes.
with so and so. And so it's really cool to see. That's awesome.
Yeah, I mean that was when I two people that met at my event hosted a retreat and I went to the retreat and then I got to see women at that retreat that I'd never
Oh
met
my
have
gosh,
these like
such a full
crazy
circle.
transformations.
Yeah.
And I'm like this retreat wouldn't have even existed if
Wow.
I hadn't taken a leap to host that event because
Yeah.
that event was super stretchy for me at the time, you know,
Yeah.
and it's like I could literally just like trace back the pieces. And it's not like in a toot my horn way. It's like, it's so much bigger than me. Like those
Liz.
reminders.
Yes, and let that be a lesson to those listening who are sitting in fear, not wanting to offer a specific service or host a specific event. Like, look at the change and transformation you could be making for not only just one person, but the people that person's going to be transformed by.
Yeah.
Like the ripple effect, for sure.
Yeah.
For
Yeah.
sure. What
I
a
know. It's
great.
like we think that our most proud moments are going to be like being published in a magazine,
Yeah.
you know, or winning an award.
Hmm.
But like with your award, it was so much bigger than that.
Yeah.
It was
Hmm.
overcoming the cancer. It was being in
Hmm.
a room of people you had never met before,
Yeah.
winning something you didn't even know existed. You
Right.
know, it's like that bigger than you type feeling,
Yeah.
right? Rather than
Mhm.
just the thing itself.
Mhm. Mhm.
Yeah.
So good. So good.
So good. See,
That
who
was a
knew?
great
We
way to
thought we were
end.
going to be spilling tea and we're over here like reflecting and having moments.
I know. Nothing
I
too
will
juicy
say though,
today.
going back to question number one, or
Oh.
one of my favorite memories of Angie at Promise's house is tripping in the front door.
I knew this episode would not end without somebody bringing it up. Literally, like I said, and keep in mind, y'all, we thought Promise was so. I mean, we still do. She's so cool, right? Cool hair, cool style, cool business. We get to her beautiful, cool house. She opens the door, and I walk in and I trip, like fumble, stumble, like all of
You
my
didn't go
all
all the way down, thank God, but it was a good like skidoo doo doo.
and it was like they were filming, like they were actually filming like people coming in, giving her hugs and stuff like that for her own branding and marketing, and I just tumbled. I'm just like all of this excitement leading up to an embarrassing moment. Okay.
Oh my God. You handled it so well though, and I will never let you live it down. It's like forever going to be one
Oh,
of my favorite Angie moments.
hilarious. It's so me. It's so me. Well, Liz, this was
Oh my God.
awesome. This was so good. I loved the questions you asked. I loved the answers that we pondered on. I feel like this is a fun
Yeah.
episode.
Yeah, and hopefully you guys listening that have podcasts, like think about how you can bring someone on to
Yeah.
reverse interview you because yeah, I would have never asked myself these questions on the podcast.
Same. Same. It's nice to reflect too. It's nice to see where you come from. Like now I'm
Yeah,
thinking about Angie and Liz 1.0 and I'm like, man, we're killing it.
we are. I know. We were ahead of the game. Yeah,
Yeah.
I remember us doing like webinars and stuff like that before people were really talking about
Early.
webinars.
And let us
Yeah.
continue to be ahead of the game.
I hope so. Oh my God.
Because the game is moving fast, honey.
It is moving so fast. All right. Well, thank you so much, Fred.
Okay, thanks.
Bye. All right, you guys, this is episode 196. So if you want to visit the show notes and check out all Angie's links, it is elizabethhenson.co/E196. We are getting closer and closer to that 200 episode celebration. Make sure that you leave us a review on iTunes or share this episode with a friend. Thank you so much for being here and pushing play today. And I hope that you connect with your business bestie if you enjoyed listening to this.